Buscas pasar un buen rato.
Dímelo.
Bueno, ¿qué tal una aventura para toda la vida?
Ok.
Mira, gato, sobrevivo, donde vivo, no me importa. Tomaré un mangla, un dado, o lo que sea. See, I'm moving fast, but no crash. I'm a last, get that cash, ain't no time for your low class. Nací para ser un capoteo, mané tu bum bum. Nací para aparecer.
Hace dinero.
Nací para ser un capoteo, mané tu bum bum. Nací para aparecer.
Hace dinero.
Entra la diosa de la jungla, el señor, la arena. El que es como nunca has visto.
Listen to the sounds of the nature so free. Back that thing up on what you want to see.
Coge, nena, coge, nene.
Quiero que expreses todo tu amor y alegría. Suficiente por los juegos. Así que deja de jugar tímido. Nací para ser un capoteo. Mané tu bum bum. Nací para aparecer.
Right through the city with the windows down.
Hey guys, it's your girl Gizelle.
I gotta get myself together. Wanna be ready when the stormy weather comes around. I'm just gonna be greater. My time is now, not later. I know you don't believe in me, but you gon' respect the God in me.
Yo. Let me give it to you right.
All night, no, we ain't never gonna stop.
Never had it like this before.
No, gotta keep it together.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a real good, a sexual fight.
Give it to you like all night, right?
I'ma take you some loving, sweet delicious somethings. Only you, I'm so gifted. See the floods on the waves.
Point of View Talk Show Season 3.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us for another exciting episode of Season 3 from Her Point of View Talk Show with your girl, Lizzie the Goddess, and my lovely co-host.
What's up, guys? It is Gizelle, and I'm so happy to be back here with you, Lily, and our wonderful guests. We would love for you to be a guest on our show, so if you would like, please email us at herpointofview@aol.com.
This show is brought to you by I Said It Management. It's a wonderful platform for us to have a mature conversation about relationships from a woman's point of view. If you would like to look me up on different social media platforms to see some of my content that I have to offer, go ahead and Google Lily the Goddess.
And if you guys would love to follow me, I'm everywhere on the social media at Gizzy Worldwide. That's Gizzy Worldwide.
We have a beautiful celebrity guest tonight to present to you by the name of SoSo. She's an author of Tales of Love and War, podcast host of Speak It, CMI radio personality. Now, she just happens to be also a producer, screenplay writer, film director, and actress, and she's an educator. And oh my God, this woman has so many hats. How does she keep up? Let's welcome her to the show.
Welcome to the show, SoSo.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, we're doing great.
I'll make sure my light is good.
Where can everybody find you on social media platforms, Queen?
Well, you can find me on Facebook. My name is SoSo. That's SOSO, space SOSO. And then I'm on Instagram as _ the real SoSo _ that's THEREALSOSO. And then that's my TikTok also.
All right. All right, let's get into it. By the way, what is your zodiac sign?
The best zodiac sign.
Uh-oh. What's that?
The coolest people in the world.
Wow.
What she say? Libra.
I have a friend. I have a friend that's a Libra too.
See? And probably your best friend, right?
Yeah, she's my best friend. She's one of my best friends. Her name is Danielle.
You know what? A lot of times a Libra is going to be somebody's interpreter. If somebody says something and somebody else don't understand what they meant, here comes the Libra being the interpreter. Like what they meant was that.
That's true.
And you would be saying the same thing and be like, wait, but I just said that. How did you say it any different than how I said it?
We say it in Lincoln terms.
And then we're both over here Sagittarius.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yes,
All right. My mom and my sister is Sagittarius. I got a lot of Sagittarius actually in my family.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And yes, I have a gamer friend, and she's a Libra. And then I have another friend, and she is shout out to you, Genesis. She's a Libra too.
Okay. Hi, Genesis.
Genesis, my Libra sisters.
Oh yeah. So, are you currently in a relationship right now? You don't
She
know.
got right to it.
I know, right? I am in a situationship right now.
Uh-oh.
That's
Uh-oh.
right. I feel you, Queen. I feel you. I feel you.
It works for me.
And so, like, is it hard, do you think, for a person who's involved in the entertainment business to balance that plus a relationship?
It is. It is. You have to find somebody that's in the entertainment business also that can understand exactly the time, your events, and your schedule, so it is.
What do you think, Gizelle?
It's more, I think it is easier if someone is in the business or interested in, and would be okay with the time and, how, you may have to be away and stuff like that. And it isn't insecure, but definitely in it probably works best. But, a plain old Jane type of person, maybe somebody that can, you can bring in and work for you might work out. Maybe. Who knows?
What about that person that was on the sideline that was like your biggest fan type person? You got this, hey, Shorty, I was checking you out. Oh, I'm such a fan. Anybody like that?
Somebody like that? No, not a fan.
No.
Not a fan. No.
You can't date a fan.
Mm-mm.
I
They're
did.
the most jealous ones.
I did.
Mhm.
I did.
Oh,
Oh, really?
I did.
How was that?
How's it going?
Yeah.
Oh, you still doing it?
Yeah, 15, 16 years later.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. The met at a karaoke bar.
Oh, wow. Well, sometimes it works.
It depends. It's the energy's gotta be different. It just depends. But what's funny is that I think that that a lot of times it happens because that person themselves is interested in the same line of business that you do.
Mhm.
That's
what I was saying, like has an interest in it, and so they usually would have an understanding sometimes. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've dated outside the industry, and I would have pictures sent to me like, this is, this isn't a good look for you because it's me and maybe a guy that wanted to take a picture with me or whatever, or it was you so busy, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this, and it was just like, and these are two different guys, and
Wow.
yeah, it's not, you don't understand it no matter how much I try to explain it, it's not gonna work out.
Hey, shout out to our brand ambassadors, Miss Lizzie Smith on here as Elizabeth Smalls, and also
Hello.
Elizabeth Acosta. Shout out, Lizzie. Shout out. So, do you believe in a kiss on the first date?
Yeah.
She said, yeah. She didn't even hesitate. She didn't even say the line like, oh, it depends on the vibe.
I feel like if it's a connection there, it's going to happen. Yeah, it has to be a connection.
All right. Gizelle.
Well, y'all already know. I it's okay, if it's like she said, depends on the vibe, but definitely not too much, not tonguey and all that. No.
What if your partner is constantly looking at, like, being that we're all in the entertainment business, but like, what if your partner is constantly looking to see, is this song dedicated to me? Is this song dedicated to us? Is this about us? Is this about me?
That would be kind of strange.
But lucky I don't sing, so.
Well, what about what you write? Anything you write?
That's true.
About?
You know what? It's so funny because I'm writing an erotic poetry book right now, and I have guys ask me like, so are you writing off experience or like, and
you probably gonna lie a little bit, huh?
I tell them, no, it just come to my head. It just come to my head and I write it down.
So then how do you feel about, writers write what they know?
But my book tells of love and war. I was literally just sitting on my couch one day and I was just like, I want to write a book. And so I just wrote the book. It was like, and it's like 12 short love stories in a book, because I know people attention span is not, they don't read whole books no more. And so I just started writing. Like, I had writer's block with just one story, and then that was it. But it was like not from experience, not from me watching anything. It just flowed, right? And that's the same thing when I write movies. It just, what comes in my head, I just write it out. So
I'm similar. Yeah, I'm similar when writing. It's just, it's not that I thought of an experience or something, even though maybe some of that may flood in there, but definitely it's all creative. It's just the creative. So, but if it was an experience thing in there and it was a little too deep, I wouldn't tell nobody.
Right. That's why they would never know if those poems are from their experience or just And no lie, that is a really hard book that I'm writing. This is why it's taking so long for me to put it out, because it's so hard for me to keep writing about erotic stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to keep sounding repetitive. And so I'm actually doing research on different sex experiences just so I can write the book, because I haven't gotten ran out. And so,
wow.
So Lizzie's got a good question. She says, not sure if this was asked, but if you go on a date and it doesn't go well, do you finish the date or you leave early?
Good question. What do you think, SoSo?
I finish it. I just ghost. I'm not gonna lie, I ghost.
I finished it, but I really wish I didn't. I really wish I didn't. That fool did not deserve the rest of my time that night. Hell no. And then he's a dancer, and I'm like not that kind of dancer. No, like hip hop. No. I was hoping I would get a private preview, but have mercy, Lord. So he's a male Libra. He was but he was not. He wasn't.
Oh no, don't date no male Libra.
No, he wasn't. He was not come from the good mode. No, he was just a player. And then the next time I ran into another one, God, the vibes were so good, but I had to turn it down, Jesus. I said,
Male Libras are gay friends. Horrible to date. I'm sorry.
Really? What's your experience?
Bad.
That's what I'm saying. I got horrible dates.
It's like, I swear, like, we Libras are so cool and I could be best friends with every Libra. But to date a male Libra, it's like they are almost narcissistic. Like, they don't take accountability. They lie. I mean, it's probably describing a lot, but the ones that I dated, I was like, and I thought it would be cool because I know how cool Libras are. So I thought it'd be cool to date a Libra. But no, we got to keep them friends on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bernadette says they make excuses. She says it's bad. They make excuses like, I need to go check on my cat. Wow, it's like that, huh?
I dated one, and his car been in the shop since I was with him, and I was with him for 2 years. And so, never seen that car.
Wow, really, that's crazy.
Okay,
probably was a baby mama car or something.
That's
probably why.
She want to know, what do you tell someone who is dating and I guess you're dating and your partner tells his mama about your problems and she comes to you about them? What do you do?
The mother comes to you about the problems that
I get it. Like, you're dating the person and then like they come to you about the problems. Let me run that back. What do you tell someone who is dating your partner? Tell his mama about your problems and she comes to you about them. It sounds like a friend.
So you did it to him, and then he went and told his mama what you talked about, your personal issues. Right. He told them,
So he a mama boy. He go to his mama. He goes to his mama, this is what's going on. Mom says, you need to leave her. Oh, that's the mama boy right
Well,
there.
if she's coming respectfully and trying to assist, I don't think that's a problem. But if it's like because some of these mothers, they be very what's the word, possessive, especially of their grown sons. Man, their sons be their kings.
And she's not coming to you to like keep the peace, but she's always butting in and trying to deter him from you. That's a problem.
Exactly.
I just feel like, and it's so crazy because on my podcast yesterday we talked about how men don't feel safe with being emotional and expressing their situations with women because of how the women would backlash, on them or take it out on them. And so if you're saying that a man, I'm expressing my emotion to this man or my issue to this man, and he go back and tell his mom, and then his mom comes to me with it, even no matter how respectful she comes to me, it's gonna make me feel some kind of way about him because I don't feel like I don't feel safe with him anymore with telling him anything about me because that could have just been something personal that I wanted him to know. And he went back and he didn't ask me if it was okay if he talked to his mom about it. He just went and talked to his mom about it. So I would not be okay with that.
Right.
Oh Lord, Miss Bernadette. Hi, welcome to the show. You're always gonna know when Miss Bernadette drops in the show. She says he got mama issues. He can't get off the nipple. LOL. She direct. Oh, Lil Ninja says his mama's car.
It's his mama's car, right.
Oh my God. Do you think that you have to look for red signs when it's time to leave for a relationship? And obviously, you're not going to wait for domestic violence to set in. What's some of the red flags that you have to look for before something crazy like that happens?
Well, being a survivor of domestic violence is basically the signs are when they start just like, first of all, being verbally abusive. And when they start throwing things and when they start being disrespectful and not respecting of your feelings. And when they start punching the wall first, those are like signs that you can look at when it's just like the verbal abuse will come first. And then it's going to be where they're going to be breaking your things and then punching holes in the wall before they actually physically touch you. So if you're talking about physical domestic, like verbal domestic violence, verbal abuse, it's just that. It's going to start. It starts early. The verbal abuse starts early. The physical will come later, but get out when the verbal starts. That's what I would say.
Right.
I would like to add, I think maybe like also in that verbal abuse, there may be some threatening and then apologizing.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. If you don't, whatever. And then apologizing later. I think that's also a red flag of someone that may potentially become abusive if they aren't already. Elizabeth says being a domestic violence victim herself, red flags didn't show up until after marriage. Right. That's crazy. I just watched a video. I'm not sure. I don't know if you've ever been love bombed by this person, but I was watching a video. A guy was breaking it down about love bombing and how like love is not a race. People that love bomb, that are narcissists, and they're pretenders, so they may be sprinting to they're sprinting to get you to fall in love with them, and then they'll take the mask off later. So I'm not sure, Elizabeth, have you been love bombed by that person? Do you think? And then maybe the sprint and got you emotionally tied, and then the mask came off later in marriage, maybe that.
Yeah, and then too, can I add, if you have you heard of any violence that he had in his past? Because with my situation, this is probably 20 years ago. I heard about violence with a past relationship, but I went and asked the girl, and she denied it because she didn't like me. So I went off the horse's mouth instead of the public's mouth. And then even his mom didn't say anything. And so it was basically kind of maybe the second year we were together when the signs started. Because it was at a point where we didn't even argue. We would talk about situations and things like that. And then it was like, that's when after the one and after the second year, that's when the signs started, the cheating, the verbal, and all those things. When I started noticing, but at that moment, I was already thinking I was in love. I was young. I was like 20. So yeah, so it was the sign started 2 years later for me.
Wow.
Promises that did not happen, excuses to why they hurt you. Yeah, they put the blame. Yeah, that's the narcissism. I heard after a child was born that he abused someone, yet his family said he was defending himself. And this sounds like something that he kept doing. That's where his mama butt in and starts and always makes excuses for him. He could do no wrong in her eyes. And that's how he was raised. So they kind of set her up. Yeah. I think there's a lot of domestic violence survivors out there, and it's funny how now we have so many people that they make podcasts and they don't realize that there are so many. There's women who do need a voice. We love our men. We love real men. We love kings. We love men that are responsible, that really take initiative. That's what we love. And just to let y'all know, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a platform for us ladies to bash our men. We love our men. We just trying to give you some notes in case maybe some men are tuning in and they need to get some information. They might not know what they're doing. Not only was he abusive, verbal, physical, emotional, his family's still verbal. Okay, yeah. That sounds like a lot. That's heavy.
Yeah.
That's a lot going on.
Yeah. How long was she married to him before she decided to leave him and his family?
Wow. She said she was blamed. His mom said if he hit her, she deserved it. Wow. Can you answer the question, like how long were you married before this started to show, and then how long did it take to get out? Maybe.
Wow. 18 years. Hello, Jasami. She says 18 years. Lizzie.
Wow. She was married for 18 years. So did it start right after marriage, or like second year marriage?
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
There's I believe that there's what was your question again? So you said did he only show it after? Well, she said about
like how long after marriage? Like about 4 years after marriage. So he was already in.
Yeah.
I just wonder if there's a way to identify. There has to be. You know, these people aren't just becoming abusive. These people, this is in these people. You know,
Yeah.
What are we missing? What
You
is
know,
anyone missing?
I'm sorry to cut you off, but
Go ahead.
when I was in it before it started, I remember I would see like people I knew and family members and victims, and I remember we talked about it, and he said, "I will leave you before I ever put my hands on you." That's what he told me, knowing already he was already abusive, but he hid it to make it like he wasn't abusive. So I would not think, like I said, we didn't even argue. We talked about our issues, and then when he said that, I had no reason to think, that the girl lied to me and people was telling the truth because I'm in it and I don't see it. So it's like some people are just so good with hiding themselves. Like I remember I was watching this show. It was a lady. She was married to this man for 10 years and did not know that he was a serial rapist.
Wow.
It was he would go get up in the middle of the night every night, and she would think that he would just go downstairs and he would tell her he had insomnia. And instead, he would go out and he would rape women.
My God.
Oh,
So, it was a
Lord.
show. I think it's like, do you know who you're sleeping with or something like that? Who's in my bed? It was some kind of show where these women were married all these years and they didn't know what was behind the closed door. I forgot the name of the show.
Oh, and she
Wow.
also mentions that the court didn't help and that his mother condoned his behavior. You know what? It also is a huge sign. You know, this guy, from what I understand, was an actor. And you know, actors are really good at playing stuff off. And he happens to be an actor who also is narcissistic. That's a lot. That's a lot. There's a lot there. But no one can really see the signs until more is unveiled sometimes. It's because, I don't want to word it in a way where it's like, oh, it's your fault that you didn't see those signs. How could you have known what those signs were if he was playing it so well? He played that harp so well, and it was like, you know, that's just what it is. Unfortunately, it's like a trap.
Yeah.
And women do it to men too. Women do it to men too. So I just want to say that.
Right. Definitely.
It's I mean, I did this whole motivation. When I was in my educators program, we had to do it's called a speaker's drill. We had to do a 10-minute motivational speech just to break the ice so we can be able to do theory in our classroom. And I did mine on domestic violence. And when I'm doing the research, it's a lot of women, but a lot of men don't report it. And so it's like it's probably like 9% of men report domestic violence. When there are so many more. I mean, I've witnessed and seen men being abused by women, stabbed and beat, and they stuff broken and torn. But they don't want to feel like less than a man if they report it, which is crazy. Or they'll say, "Well, I'll end up going to jail because all she got to do is say I hit her first." So they're afraid to report it because they think that it'll slip on them.
And Too Deep said, that's 100. You speak in facts. Bernadette says, it's a never-ending cycle when children grow up and taught abusive ways that lead to teaching to and doing it to their own families. That's fact. It just keeps going,
Wow.
It won't end. And Liz says, sadly, bad things happen behind closed doors. So when the person is in public, people can envision the person being bad and they blame the victim. That happens too. Yeah, they're people that they can wear this like feel bad for me face expression.
Yeah, like
some people actually think that abusing or hitting and anger is like a form of kind of like love language. Especially like I think more so women, but because there's women abusers, they feel like they can stab a man or hit a man in the face, and but the men as well doing this, and then apologizing and buying gifts. They actually feel like this is some form of an expression of love. I don't know if, like you said, with the cycle, maybe they've seen this in their own homes.
Well, they're watching too much 50 Shades of Grey.
Right. But it's not a love language. Men shouldn't be hitting women. Women should not be hitting men. It is, and men should speak up about that as well. So.
They should. Everybody should have a voice, you know. And
Right.
there are men survivors, and there are men who was murdered by. I mean, you watch Snap all the time. You know, look
Yeah.
how many women that murdered their husbands. You know, or was poisoning their husbands up until he died, or you know. So women are just as much of the what do you call it, the victimizer as
Yeah.
the guys are. It's just
Mhm.
that's talked about.
And do you think that
Right.
that's what, with all this being said, that probably make a lot of people like, oh well, I'm afraid to date. I'm afraid to get involved in. I'm not gonna get married because I'm only hearing negative stories. Like, how can we encourage people to just like, listen, you just gotta take your time. You just gotta have hope.
Right.
What are things to be
You
said?
never know who you're dating. So I wouldn't say give up because you don't know a person fully. You know, not even after 5 years, apparently. But I would just say, you know, I love love. You know,
Right.
and so I would always say give love a chance. If you start seeing signs, the whole thing is not letting love blind you
Right.
and not staying with the person because you think you love and love. I was watching this video and we actually had a conversation with two with the man talking about how being in love is a choice. You choose how you choose to be in love. So the
Mhm.
person that you're choosing to be in love with, if you already see signs in that person that he's not a person for you, and this is how I was doing it when you kind of got to vet the person you're dating before you get fully serious with them. You got to
Right.
see a person with all emotions in every spectrum of their life. When they happy, when they sad, when they broke, when they got money. You have to start vetting people. And if you don't vet people and you just going in and you just accepting every way they are, then you're gonna be stuck and you're gonna hate. You're gonna say I'm gonna stay single for the rest of my life. But if you
Mhm.
start dating, taking a different a way than how you dated before, and start asking hard questions and start really opening your eyes and seeing how the person is, then you will meet that person. So I wouldn't say give up on dating because I hate this. I hate society today because I was just talking to my daughter about this. How everything on social media is so negative about relationships. That just like a few years ago, everything was relationship goals, relationship goals.
Mhm.
Now you got it where, oh, he picked me up in a Toyota Camry, so I went in the house. Oh, don't take me to the Cheesecake Factory. So it's
Wow.
like it's
Yeah.
all negative stuff on social media about dating that we forget the relationship goals.
Right.
So go
Mhm.
back and look at relationship goals, and then maybe you'll find you'll have yours.
Mhm.
Go ahead and catch us up on these comments. Bernadette Prager, she's agreeing with everything that you're saying. Everybody's like they're giving you love, Miss So.
But
I
thank
mean, we got people wear a mask in public. Men are embarrassed, and then Lizzie says men are embarrassed that women
hmm
attacking them. They appear to be weak. And then she
hmm
follows. You go ahead and read the next one, Miss Giselle.
Um, Mine told me physical, emotional, mental abuse wasn't abuse, and when he thought I was leaving, he pretended to attempt suicide. I've heard of that. To get me to stay, and his father was there to help, but before divorce. Wow, yeah, people are saying, if you do this, I'm gonna kill myself. Not
hmm
only men, women, they do that, and that is another abuse of that's like a form of emotional abuse because
hmm
you're tugging at someone's heartstrings
Yeah.
even though you're making a decision to you may be heartbroken by what's going on, you love this person, but you got to get away or whatever, and then they're making that's a threat. That's
Mm-hmm.
another form of threatening to kill
And
themselves.
we
That's
can't
one.
It's
change them.
you're manipulating them. So
Yeah.
you're gonna
Hmm.
stay with him because you love him so much that we love them so much that when we even if we call the police, we never press charges. So
Right.
they know that we don't want to see them in jail. So imagine if they know we don't want to see them dead. So of
Right.
course I'm going to manipulate you to think that if you leave me, I'm going to kill myself because you never even press charges on me, so I can go sit in jail.
Mm. We
Oh, I
have to
like that.
date with our I saw in the video as well, it says people are dating with their hearts and not with the mind. So like
Mm-hmm.
back to what you were saying, like how to encourage people to date. um don't date with your heart first, like heart first, because they said that he was making the analogy that the heart is like a little cute puppy just loving on anything that's you get love about whatever. But if you're dating with your mind and you're asking, like SoSo said, the right questions, and the finish line to love which I saw the video. Later on, I'm gonna get the guy that was saying this, is I do want to give him credit. Is not so close, and he was also saying your finish line to having sex is too close as well. So we're having sex too soon. We're falling in love too fast. We're not using our minds. We're using our hearts and the flesh. You know, lust is
or
leading.
ideas. Because
Yes,
people
and
like
that's
the idea
leading.
of love, and they don't feel the love yet, but they have an idea of love. So, you know, then we ask the question is, do we actually need to be in tune, mind, body, and spirit?
Right.
You know, with that, because your heart also can beat and say, "Ooh, this person gives me anxiety. I don't want to go near this person." We have to really heighten our senses from the crown chakra all the way to the root chakra. And then with that way your senses are heightened, and you could tell this person got the wrong energy. I got to get away from that. Goodbye.
Right. Some people have a desperate need to be in a relationship as well. Like, heal yourself. Someone commented that you need to heal, but we need to heal ourselves first, not jumping into relationship after another. And then you'll eliminate some of the negativity and the trauma that you can experience, you know, by healing yourself, pausing, not ignoring red flags that you do see from the beginning, not leading just with the heart, thinking, asking the right questions,
and not
ignoring.
So after you get done, Queen, you go ahead. I got a question for SoSo before she has to, you know.
I'm done. I'm actually done. Go ahead.
Oh, you done? I got you right at the end. I'm sorry. Has anybody ever said, like, you know, because I don't have any tattoos, but has anybody, like, because I see that you do, SoSo, like, have like this obsession or fetish to just lick your tattoo? Like,
oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
lick
I don't know, but I might like it. I don't know.
Wow.
Get them.
I don't have any tattoos, so I don't know what that's like, right?
No, I love tattoos. It's like an addiction for me. Like, when I go out of state, my body is like my passport. So I can say, oh, I got this in Atlanta, I got this in Vegas, I got this in New York. Like, that's how I am. I love tattoos.
You're gonna have to tell your boo your situation, but like, listen, start looking up on these tattoos. I want to see what it feels like.
And before I go, I just wanted to say too, I want to get just a little personal, really quick. So when I think I've been single probably a little over 2 years, about 3 years now. I've been single, and but before that, it was like I started dating really quick. But then I had to realize, like, wait a minute, I just came out of like a 5-year situation. Why am I dating so fast? So when I was dating this one guy, and he just stopped talking to me. But I thought I really liked him, and so I remember I asked him, like, why did you stop talking to me? And he was telling me, like, well, you're too alpha for me. Like, I want a feminine woman. Like, it's like when you want it, you like, you just, it's not what I want. And it's made me take a step back and really look at myself. And then I had to say, you know what? I came from a line of alpha females, like women that's strong, and strong in their relationships and just period. And I was like, this is not what a man wants. So I took time out and I really started working on me. I called my ex. I asked him, like, what did I do in a relationship? Because I kept blaming him, and I never, really sat and tried to pay attention to what did I do? What was wrong with me in a relationship? Because I just had to do something wrong with me too. And he told me, he told me, what I was doing. And so I was like, let me just fix me. Let me work on me. Let me be a little more softer. Let me, heal. I'm not 100%, but I'm like, eventually one day I want to be married. I've never been married. And I said, I want to be married. So I have to work on me, and whoever my husband's going to be, they have to, I have to be a wife. So I took some time out. I stopped dating. I just really just focused on myself. And now I guess I'm dating. I'm not really dating. We're just companions. Okay. He's super busy. Like, he's one of the busiest people in the world. I'm busy, and so it works, And eventually, maybe if he open his schedule, I fully open mine, maybe something will happen. But until then, I'm fine with it. And you know, it's my situation and I love my situation. But I really had to work on myself. And I think that if you really want love and if you really start working on you and you start praying and you start manifesting being this person that you want to be, you will end up manifesting that man that God or that woman that God has for you.
That way you can enjoy yourself better. You
Yes.
can enjoy more as long as you are healed and you're doing self-healing. You can enjoy so many things that you were like were blocked off before from enjoying.
Right.
Yeah, you have to fall in love with you. And you have to get to know you. And you have to be able to take accountability for the things that you do. We always point fingers at the next person when we're talking about our relationship because, of course, it's our point of view. But we never see that other person's point of view of us. And so we don't know how we are in a relationship fully. We just know how that person is. So we take time out to go and talk to that person if that relationship is where y'all still can communicate and let them know, they'll let you know, like, well, you did this or you was this way, you didn't take accountability or something. And then you take that and you work on it.
Right.
And then you go out there and date so you can be better for the next person instead of bringing that into the next relationship.
Exactly. Or like getting another relationship that's no different than the one you just had.
Exactly.
Right. And I just would like to add that maybe some people can't talk to the ex. Maybe something abusive occurred, or maybe they're no longer here, whatever the reason is. So sometimes with talking to friends can help you see, you know, a different version or, you know, different point of view. And so that's something that I think can help.
I'm your friend.
Yeah, I'm that friend
as
well.
They don't be liking me sometimes, but I'm like, I wouldn't be your friend if I didn't tell you who you were because I want you to find love too. You know?
Right.
Okay.
My Libra friend is here. Her name is Ambria. Hey, Ambria.
Hi, Rika.
Get caught up on these. Hey, Ambria Wheeler, how you doing? Thank you for coming to the show.
And ladies, I have to head out.
Yes, so it was so great having you.
Caught up.
Thank you.
Blessings, Queen.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed myself. We have to do this again because I love these conversations. I do it on my podcast. And so I would love to have you guys on my podcast, actually. And we can even talk even more. I come on Monday at 8 o'clock. It's virtual. We're getting in the studio soon. But even if you can't make the studio, we're still virtual. So I would love for y'all to come on and because we is relationship podcast as well.
All right.
Okay. Can you tell us where to follow you one more time before you go?
Oh yeah, you can follow me on Facebook, SoSo, that's SoSo, or on Instagram and TikTok, it's _ the real SoSo _THEREALSOSO.
Okay. Bye. She's a working woman, so she got to get to her next gig. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, that's how it be, though. That's how it do. I'm gonna get caught up on these questions. We got a lot of them. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll up. Let me see. Hold on, because I don't want anybody to think that we not looking. We looking. Lizzie mentioned how she did in her situation. That she did press charges and it was dropped because the counselor wrote sideways on a piece of paper. The male counselor was mad at me for turning him in.
What?
That's very
I've
strange.
never heard of that.
It is. That's on some like Hollywood movie type stuff.
Wow.
And then she says, women have a harder time finding true help, a safe space. Friends sometimes who say they'll be there remove themselves. Oh, I know that's right. I think more awareness needs to be out there. They remove themselves. I know what she means because they're like, oh, I don't want to be in this anymore. I don't want to be involved in this anymore. It's too deep. It's too much. It's always the same thing. It's repetition. Nothing's changing. And I'm just, we can't even be too hard on those folks either. We don't know what they're going through, even though, yeah, they're our friends. At the same time, we have to remember that we don't know what they're going through. And their energy is probably being drained from it. And so God's going to put more people in your life that will help you along the way.
I was just going to say, get you some friends. Like, you don't have to dismiss yourself from them because there's friends for different levels in your life and situations. And so you need some friends that's going to be there through the nitty gritty.
Right.
That's going to carry the load with you. Some can't. And we don't, like you said, don't blame them, but get you some that can,
Go ahead and get that one.
sometimes people can heal, but moving on can also trigger something. So when someone says heal, it's hard to know what is healed until they are with someone. Well, I would say you kind of are right, because they probably don't even know what to heal from. They jumping right into another relationship. But so when I say heal, you need to take time to yourself instead of jumping right into another relationship, because taking time to yourself doesn't mean just taking a break. It means actually taking some time to think about that relationship and any past ones. What's some common denominators in them that are occurring? So this can help you identify the similarities and what's going wrong in your relationships. Also, the similarities in what you may have been doing. Like, take that time instead of going into something else. That's what I mean by heal. And that should enlighten you. And then, like, life is a journey. So you may be still healing when you're in another relationship, but at least you can do that first.
Right. And if you don't look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, that means you still have a long way to go. And you know how, like, they say that you never know. Like, they ask you, some people ask the question, well, when do I know when it's time to make that next step with this person? You'll know. You'll know. That person will know, and you'll know. You'll feel it. You'll think it. It'll be logical. Remember, connect mind, body, and spirit, not just the heart. Not just, oh my God, this feels so good right now. My child is thriving. I feel so amazing. Excuse me, disclaimer. But also just think about it. Does it make sense to make a future with this person? Does it make sense to turn the next page and welcome that person to the next chapter? If it don't make no darn sense, then I don't want to see their name in the next chapter. I don't want to read their character again. I don't want to see it no more.
Sometimes it don't make no darn sense, man. And sometimes you just trying to, we try to make excuses, and try to, like, make excuses of why something that doesn't make sense, and how it could possibly make sense later on. No, that doesn't make sense.
Too much dissecting. Yeah, exactly. And then I said, he got something for us. He says, as a man, I've been with aggressive women where they would try to push me to find my limitations, trying to push me to violent behavior. They have been unfortunately suppressed too. So I guess they're trying to test to see what's it going to take for this guy to take. I want to see what does he really mean when he says he doesn't put his hand on women. I want to see if this is true. And now that's ridiculous. First of all, it's very immature. It's not it's not healthy. It's toxic. It's not gonna do you no good. You a king, you need a queen that just knows what her status is.
Some people like that abuse and not, I'm not gonna say they like it, but they like some of it to an extent. So they like to be able to do it to you and receive it back, and they think this, like I was saying, like it's like a love language. No, that's toxic behavior. A man should not be doing that, abusive, verbally abusing or physically abusing a woman, and neither should a woman be verbally abusing or physically abusing
brain effing you or brain screwing you. Because some people, they'll tell you with words, I love you, I didn't mean what I said, and then they're just brain effing you, and the next thing you know, they're not giving you a kiss, they're not giving you no physical affection, they're not giving you no love. The only kind of screwing they're doing is up in here.
Right.
That's no good either. That's no good because that's also abuse. Well, we got a lot of hearts. Well, hello everybody. I love you too. We love you too. Oh yeah, and then she apologized to her. She said, "So sorry, I said it. Women are this way as well. Yeah, they can be very abusive, manipulative. They are definitely. We have a lot of thank yous, a lot of 100% agrees, and nice meeting you. And take time, Bernadette. Thank you. I agree. Take time. Why do people not like it when we say the words "take time," Gizelle? Why do you get so upset?
Because some people have a need to be with someone else, and the thought of being alone is kind of like a fear. It's and maybe a failure. Maybe they have friends that are in a relationship, or the longing for companionship, which most of us, we want to be with someone. So taking time sounds boring. It doesn't. It sounds general. You have to break that down, like we just had to break down healing. It doesn't. It doesn't sound sensible all the time. And especially when you want love, and then how do you do it? Like, where do I go to get it? How much time should I take? you know, it will come. It's not gonna come and get locked in your house all the time. I mean, unless God sends a miracle at your door, but you got to get out. You do have to get out eventually.
They do the dating apps. What do you think about the dating apps?
Okay, I've never done that. I actually thought about that before, but I saw a lot of creepy things. You know, like you know, I would watch those, you know, true crime stories and stuff like that. So I don't think it's always that, because I have seen some success stories from dating. You got to be more careful with dating online, because people can really be hiding. You know, you got, you know, it should be some virtual meeting like this in a Zoom type format.
Exactly. Highlight what you just said. You need to see the person like this. You ever heard of date scam?
Like catfishing, or like?
No, like the person literally will pretend that they are real. They will they will catfish. They'll grab somebody else's pictures, put it on there, but they'll try to get money out of you. It's like it's a huge market. It's a big thing.
It's been happening to older people too. I've seen that. And this man, he promised to marry this lady or something, but he needed her to send him some money, and she kept sending her, and she was an older woman. And I don't know if that's how he was tricking her more easily, but yeah, she just kept sending him money and depleted her savings. He never came. It was all a scam.
I saw that episode. I think we saw the same show.
It's probably the same one. I can't remember what I seen, but yes.
I think it's the same show. And Liz mentioned tough conversation, but important conversation for men and women. And if that's all they know and they think it's normal, especially if they know no different, the words that she just said right here in this very sentence right here reminds me of, you know, there's no excuse. If that's all that a person knows, then they obviously have a long way to go. Every person does. I have a long way to go in my journey. Gizelle, everybody, there's so much to learn. We alive still. Keep learning. That's fun. Gizelle, so pretty. Look at her bang, beautiful. Everybody, look at that bang.
And Bria says, my cousin found a nice girl on a dating app. Wow. Did they end up? Are they still together? I mean, yeah, it's some success stories on the dating app. I mean, I would be scared to do it though, because one day I checked it out. I wasn't planning on doing it, but I checked it out, and it looked like some perverted, a bunch of like perverted, like the people looked weird. Like, I ain't gonna say that. It just seemed like very strange. Strange people.
They always show a guy with like. It's funny because most of the guys on the dating apps, they wear glasses. You never see their eyes. They always have glasses on.
Wow.
What's she saying? She said a lot of people can't what?
A lot of people can't be alone, but then there are others that the longer you are single, the longer it will take for someone to convince why you should give them a chance. True. So you don't want to just like jump all the way off the deep end, and you don't want to jump in too soon. But you know, take as much time as you need though.
Have balance.
Right.
Have balance.
She says they're still together from the dating app. Wow. Okay. Well.
Good.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's called romance scam. That's right. It happens all the time. I work in banking. Definitely seen that in a person. Yes.
Wow. Depleting accounts.
I saw that with a sibling of mine, but now she still gave a dating app a chance, and she went on a successful date with a real person, and they had a good time, and I heard that they're gonna do it again. They're gonna go out and hang out again in real life.
Okay. Well, fingers crossed, arms crossed, eyes crossed.
Yes, have fun, please, in Jesus' name, have fun and be safe. Let me tell you how we even have like a tracking device on her phone. I'm like, you better make sure that tracking device is working. Daddy has it. He says, I'm looking at you. Why are you still at Bonefish Grill? Oh, but we've been waiting.
She says, I think he's thinking about marriage, but he did meet her a long time ago. Online dating might have been different. Okay, well, that's great. I wish them the best. I would say definitely online dating though, have them tracking devices on. You got to tell 1 or 2 friends where you are, because you can't just be going off. I'm going out of town with where are you going?
Right, because there's also
somebody got to know. Exactly.
Everybody seen Taken? Okay.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
I said it says, yes, in reference to what you're saying, men act like they're a celebrity too. Trick women to send money. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Men act like they're just, yeah, they be doing the tricking too. The case I was referring to where the romance scam, it was a man that was doing it to the woman. So he wasn't acting like a celebrity though, but he was acting like he was well off, but just needed this assistance. So.
This was a great episode tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Good night.
With Vegan Kings. Oh, nice. This was a very deep episode. And we had fun with it and everything. Shout out to everybody. All y'all give yourselves a clap. Give yourselves a round of applause because y'all inspired us for these amazing questions. And we thank you so much for joining us. Again, the show is brought to you by Aesthetic Management. This is From Her Point of View talk show with your girl, Lily the Goddess. You can find me on all social media platforms. If you Google Lily the Goddess.
And you guys can follow me everywhere at Gizzy Worldwide. That's GIZZY Worldwide. And if you would love to be a guest on our show, please email us at fromherpointofview@aol.com.
We wish you good night, y'all.
Good night. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Gotta do the dance now. Everybody in the audience, do the dance now. Come on, you hear the music. That's our dance.
Bye. You should fly.
Hey, Lizzie, she's dancing. Flop that foot, girl. Flop that foot. You know I like it.